Hey guys, so welcome back to Senegalese Twisted. I'm back again with another review of Maîtresse de Homme marié, and today I'm talking about episode 15, which started with a scene where Jalika was looking in the mirror, opening her robe, watching herself, almost crying, and then she ended up fainting. And I think that it's still hard for her to accept that, you know, she only has one breast, and I think that she has a hard time seeing herself as a whole woman. And also from the last review, I totally forgot something, because that scene with Ben and Jalika, Ben actually insulted Jalika so much. She called her one-breasted and that she should stay in her lane with her one breast, and she said some other awful things. And I think that this is just, you know, a reaction of what had happened the night before. And I'm so sorry, you guys. Next, you see that Cher is trying to sweet talk to his mom, and he's actually saying to his mom that, you know what, I know Biram and I never agree on anything, but I have to say that when it comes to you and this man, I actually have to say that I agree with him, and you should not do this to us. And Merdang is like, you know what, Cher, I gave birth to you and Biram. You guys did not give birth to me, so please give me some peace and let me do whatever it is that I want to do. And this is what I want to do, so let me just be. And of course Cher could not let it go, because he's like, you know what, Mom, how about I bring you to Dubai to a 7-star hotel, fly you out first class so that you can enjoy your life. And Merdang is like, you know what, hold that thought, because I do not want that, but make sure that every month my allowance hits my bank account, and just let me be. I think that Merdang is just sick and tired of these kids. And yes, Cher is trying to get his mom, you know, to not get married or to not get involved with this guy. However, I think that he does not understand that it's not about a trip to Dubai. It's not about a 7-star hotel. It's not about flying first class, because if she would not have, you know, told these people that she wanted to marry this guy, he did not offer the same vacation and the same liberties. So I think that on one hand it's like everyone is in it for themselves, and on the other hand I think that, you know, it's your mom. Like she said, she gave birth to y'all. Y'all didn't give birth to her, so let her just do whatever it is that she wants to do, I guess. I think that Mommy can feel that Jalika is really down and that she is not feeling herself. So she's just giving a pep talk, and she's telling Jalika that, you know what, where is the strong woman that I know is in there somewhere. And then Jalika starts to say that, you know what, everyone sees me as incomplete because she only has one breast. And Mommy's trying to turn this around by saying that, you know what, the scar that you have is a sign of your strength, of your resilience. And at the end of this scene, Mommy starts to talk about Jalika and how beautiful she is, because Jalika is of a darker complexion, but the song is really uplifting that. And I think it's like Jalika, sama Jalika bunyulbi, and that actually means to say that she is of a darker complexion. And at the end she says Shiri Tairundoy, and this is where Mommy gets her side-eye. Then you have the scene where Dalanda's at home and Tairu comes in and he's like, hey, how are you? What can I do to have you forgive me? And please don't go. And Dalanda was like, bish, you is going. I'm not going anywhere. This is my house. And yeah, so Tairu is actually telling Dalanda that, you know what, I think you are exaggerating, and you are really making something big out of something really small. And he's like actually trying to downplay whatever it is. And Dalanda tells him that, you know what, I do not want to bring up our girls in a unbalanced household. And Tairu is like, you sure are not going to get divorced just because I cheated? And Dalanda's like, you know what, I'm just not going to suffer just to keep, you know, appearances, to make it seem as if we have such a great marriage. However, we're living something totally different. And I think that I can only agree with her, because we can all say that at this point, if Dalanda decides to stay, it's not necessarily just because she is so in love and just because Tairu is such a good husband to her. I think it's more because of the kids, because of how other people perceive divorce in Senegal. So I would say that it's not worth it. So Tairu is like, you know what, I made a mistake because I thought I saw Mimi. And Dalanda's like, you know what, Mimi is dead. She's never going to come back. However, whenever this divorce is finalized, you have the opportunity to make a life with her. So she's like, you know what, in the end you get what you want, what you always wanted. And then Tairu says the following. He's like, no, you made me, and you were the one that believed in me. And Dalanda has the best response ever, because she's like, you need to get an Oscar for the best actor. And as a response, Tairu is like, you know what, over my dead body, we are not going to get divorced, and you know that I have the upper hand in this whole decision. And then Dalanda's like, well, the Senegalese law only recognizes the courts, and I have everything in my favor to actually destroy this marriage proposal thingy. And I think that Tairu is, you know, he's dumb, because first of all, she's a lawyer. Would you really think that she does not know whatever it is that she signed when you guys got married? And second of all, it's actually really typically Senegalese, because in Senegal, normally when there is a divorce to be had, if the man does not agree with it, normally it is not going to happen. But I think that a lot of it stems from women not knowing their rights. However, in this case, Dalanda knows her rights. She's a lawyer, and she knows that the Senegalese law actually has the court that overrules any other thing. So Jalika's actually really stressed out, and the first thing mommy asks is like, what did he do? And Jalika's like, no, my life is over, I cannot live with this. And then mommy spills the beans. She's like, you know what, Tairu married, 2 children. And Jalika's actually shocked, but I think that Jalika is not necessarily shocked at the information about Tairu, but mostly because it's a confirmation that whatever Biram told her the day before, the same day, whenever, is actually true. And I think that that's harder for her to believe, that he was actually right and actually trying to warn her. that really is shocking to her more than whatever it is that Tyru did, has, and everything. So in that scene, the first reaction that Jalika has is like, what? Who sent you to get this information? And Mommy's like, you know what, Jalika, don't thank me. Maîtresse and I actually did our research, and you could not expect us to have you play with your life after everything that has happened to you. You needed some people to look out for you. And I think that's really sweet, because I think that Maîtresse and Mommy both already knew that Jalika was not going to hold this man accountable for not sharing his life with her, or at least tell her more about whether he was married, has kids, and everything. So I think that Mommy and Maîtresse are the type of friends that we need to have in our lives. And at the end, Jalika was saying that, you know what, this cannot be happening to me, and how can I do this to another woman? I would never do that to her. And Mommy tells her that, you know what, Jalika, time's up, because you need to take responsibility for whatever that is happening in your life, and you cannot just play the good girl. And yes, you are the mistress of a married man. However, you should know that these men of today, they are trash. And I think that Mommy wanted to say that, you know what, yes, you are the mistress of a married man, but you did not know you were a mistress. Like, these men out here in these streets are not telling these women that they're dating or trying to date that they are actually married, that they actually have children. So that was the main point of Mommy. And at the end, she was like, you know what, Jalika, you need to get up, trust me, shut your mouth, and follow me, because we have a very important appointment. The next scene is Dalanda with the twins, and one of them is asking, hey mom, why did you want to become a lawyer? And Dalanda answers that, you know what, I used to think that everyone deserved a chance to be defended. So the other twin is like, so you think that dad deserves a second chance? And Dalanda's like, well, I think that whatever your dad did is a little bit hard and complicated to defend. And then they start asking her about how it is to grow up without a dad, because Dalanda grew up without a dad. And Dalanda is explaining that it was really painful and it was really hard for her. And however, she is the strong woman that she is today because of it. And that is something that she sees now, that the separation of her parents was actually necessary, and that in those times that they were separated, that it was more to do with interracial marriages and couples. And she's also saying that, you know, because one of the twins asks then that, you know what, do you want us to experience that too? And Dalanda's like, you know what, it's not the same. And the other twin is then asking, like, is that do you think that if grandma would have forgiven grandpa, that he would have been here for you today? And I think that Dalanda is like putting a stop to it, because she is feeling like, not that she's being manipulated, but you know how kids can be, you know, and they're two, so it's extra hard. So I think that she's just saying that, you know what, please stop this, because this is not making it easier, one, and two, it's also something for her to think about, because now she's seeing how the whole situation is affecting her twins, and she's telling them that, you know what, I need you guys to stop, you guys need to go, because I have work to do. But before they leave, the twins are actually saying that, you know what, I do not want to be separated from my twin. And then the other twin is like, yeah, because I also do not want to be separated from my twin. And Then they leave and Dalanda starts crying, and I think that somewhere within the twins and whatever they said, that she sees herself. So I think that's also why she's crying, and I think that she has a hard decision to make. However, I do hope that she's gonna divorce him, because she should not look at whether or not he cheated or did cheat. I think that she should go right at the beginning of season 2, where she was initiating and he was not interested at all, and did not even have he did not have a problem with saying to her that, you know what, I'm not attracted to you at all. And that she should go to that moment where she was the one putting all the effort into the relationship and him not doing anything, and now the roles have reversed. The next scene is another whole ad for some calling credits, and it's Mustafa with this pretty young lady, and they're just talking about a contract that he can do as a musician in collaboration with Kiren Orange, I don't know, but they're just talking, and at one point they're holding hands, and of course this is the moment where Rocky comes in, and she starts shouting and saying that you are a liar, you are a man whore, and you always embarrass me like this. You always talk about how you are on a business meeting, however you are talking with girls, and then eventually you sleep with them. And at the end she's like, well, I see that you're done with a cow now, and now you are with a model. And this is the moment where Mustafa takes her aside and is like, are you normal? Are you okay? I'm with her because I'm about to sign a big contract with her for my career, and this is something really big for me, and now you ruin it just because of your jealousy. And Rocky actually changes, and she's like, yeah, but Mustafa, why are you doing this to me? Why are you always embarrassing me? What did I do wrong? And if you do not want to be with me, why don't you just leave me? And then he just leaves and goes back to the girl, and it's quite awkward. And then Mansoura is actually talking to Rocky and saying that, you know what, you need to calm down, you need to say nothing and have yourself see things clearly, because now you're clouded with a lot of judgment, with a lot of jealousy, and I'm talking to you as a sister, because what you're doing now is actually literally pushing him into someone else's arms, and I don't think that's what you want. The next scene is Dalanda having a pep talk with herself, because she's saying that, you know what, you don't know this woman, you've never seen this woman, therefore she does not exist. You are strong, you are beautiful, it shall pass, and make sure that you move on. Next is Biram and Ben trying to update each other, because Ben actually went to Jalika's house and talked about leaving Tairu alone, saying that he's married, he's got kids, and Biram is actually asking Ben, you know, what did she say, what did you say to her? And Ben is like, you know what, whatever it has been said, it has been said, and all I can say is that I destabilized her, and that's the only thing that matters, and you need to work on your skills now. It's your turn now to actually show her that you are her husband, that you love her, and that you appreciate her, and I'll do anything from my part to talk with Tairu and make sure that he does his part. And then Biram is like saying to Ben that, you know what, I want you to know that Dalanda, she's a good woman, and she loves her husband really much, and I think that they're just both vouching for whatever in order to solve this couple or love triangle, this foursome thing, in their own interest, because Biram wants Jalika, therefore he needs to get rid of Tairu. And Ben does not want to be kicked out of the house, so she needs to make sure that Dalanda and Tairu stay together. Therefore she needs Jalika out of the picture. And that's that. And then of course Biram would not be Biram if he would not make a crazy comment, like he's saying to Ben that, you know what, I can make you my second wife. And Ben is like, you know what, you are not my type. And she said it in a savage way. And she's actually saying that, you know what, even though Tairu is my brother, but all men are the same, whether it's you, Tairu, or one of these other men, because you guys are like medicine, and no matter what you guys do at the beginning, you guys are actually seeming like you have changed. However, your true colors always show up eventually as if it's like side effects. And I think that she's right, because I feel like people, the thing is with people and changing them is that you cannot change people. The next scene is Regina with Dalanda, and Regina's asking Dalanda that, you know, what do you want me to say? That you should go back together with Tairu and suffer? And Dalanda's just in dubio, because she's like, I do not have, you know, it does not only concern me, and we have kids to think about. And Regina is just telling her that, you know what, I really pity you, Dalanda, because you are using the kids to hide behind the fact that you are still in love with Tairu, that you cannot live without him, and you cannot even force yourself to see the truth. And she's saying that, you know what, I don't think Tairu is the problem, I think you are the problem. And of course Dalanda's like, no, because he is a good father, he's a good supporter, he has always supported me. And this is one thing that Regina says that I definitely agree with. She's saying to her that you don't stay with someone just because he is a good father. And I think that this is something that people need to realize. Just because someone is a good father does not mean you have to stay with them. Because if that person was truly a good father, if you would have divorced him, he would still be a good father. That's why I like Regina, because she is spitting some real truth out there. So Dalanda continues and she's like, you don't understand. And Regina's like, why? Because I'm single? Because I'm not married? Because I don't have kids? You have to understand that, you know, I am single, but I chose this life. And I know that in Senegalese society, people that are single are shunned upon. But you have to know that I am single, I chose this life, and I'm taking full responsibility. I live freely compared to you, who is willing to go back to a man that brings you only suffering, and you are full of doubt already, and that doubt is going to kill you really slowly. So she's just saying that I'd rather be alone than unhappy, just like Whitney Houston said. And Dalanda is saying that, you know what, I understand, but I feel like the image that I'm selling as a strong lawyer to my clients, I feel like that is a scam. And Regina is saying that, you know what, I think that you are the materialization of the idea that without a man, a woman is nothing. And she's saying that, remember, cheating is something that is forgiven, however, it will be never forgotten. And then Regina's like, you know what? I'ma log out because I'm going home and I'm going to sleep. And I think that there is so much to unpack in this scene, because the first thing that Regina said is that, you know, you don't stay with a man just because he's a good father. And then also about Senegalese society and how they think of women that are divorced, and this whole thing that, you know, without a man, a woman is nothing. And I think that the role of Regina in Maîtresse and I is really, really, really important, because up until now, we've only seen people that are married. I mean, Mariam is married, Jor was married, Jalika married, Mummy almost married. Like, everyone is mostly navigating their Senegalese life within a couple. However, Regina is the first person that is like, you know what, I'm single, I take responsibility for it. But on the other hand, she does have a lot of wisdom that are rooted in self-respect, self-love, and just overall acceptance, and I'm here for it. Next scene is Biram, Cher, Raki, Alida, Salif having a business meeting. I think Mansoura is there as well, but Cher is actually thanking Salif for doing a great job with the apartment and saying that, you know, I really like the apartment and I cannot wait until I get the key to move in. And Salif is like, hold on, big boss, because I'm actually reserving this apartment for my director. And we know that's gonna be Mariam. Mariam's gonna move in there. But then Raki is saying that, you know, ooh, this apartment for a director, isn't that too much? And Salif is actually countering that by saying that, you know, I think that we cannot be fully representing or fully be taken seriously if we do not take good care of our employees. And Biram is like, ooh, I really like that idea and I really appreciate that, and we need to remember that, you know, our employees should be our first clients. And we all know that Biram is only saying this because somewhere down the line he thinks or he hopes that he can be put in such an apartment as well. But so that's that, and they go back to order of business. And Alida is saying that, you know, I do have some problems because we have gotten paperwork saying that there are a lot of fissures and there's a lot of damage, and Biram is exploding because, of course, we can all assume that that was his job, but he did not do his job well, and he's shouting, screaming, and then Salif is saying, or Alida is saying that, you know what, we actually have to redo everything. And Biram is like, no, we do not have to redo everything. I invested a lot of time and a lot of money into it, and I did what I did, and it's good. You are lying. So he's basically saying they're lying and that it's not true. And Raki is saying that, you know what, we will redo everything, and I'm overseeing the fact that we are going to hire someone else to oversee this project and make sure that it goes well. AKA Biram got himself off the aquanic project, and she's actually dismissing Biram as well, and he cannot go silently. He has to make a scene. And in the next scene we actually see that Biram is still mad, and he's shouting at Raki saying that you disrespected me in front of our partners, and I cannot accept that because I'm your older brother. You need to respect me. And Raki is like, you know what, whatever I did or whatever I said, I did not say it as your little sister. I said it as your colleague, because I cannot accept that you are doing a shitty job and then expect me not to say anything. And then Mansoura breaks them up, and she's actually confronting Biram, because she's saying that, you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to slap me just because you think I'm a woman and I'm fragile? I am easily intimidated by you, because, you know, you are known for slapping women around. Are you going to slap me? And she's saying that, you know, slap me, slap me. And then he just walks away. He tells Rocky that, you know, I'm not done with you. And then there's this beautiful moment where Rocky and Mansoura are actually hugging each other. The last scene of episode 15 is Jalika and Mommy going into this, sitting in this office, Dalanda walking in, and then introducing herself as Maîtresse and I, which is like the name for a lawyer, and she's saying Dalanda, and shock registers on Jalika's face, and it is pure gold, because all this time Mommy knew what she was doing. And oh my god, that was a best cliffhanger. Thank you guys for watching. Episode 15 of Maîtresse and I was so juicy, and I cannot wait for episode 16. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go to Senegalese for the blogs, and follow me on Instagram. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next review.